right, now we're ready for block 3, which is another 9 patch. This is an uneven 9 patch. The center square is bigger than the corner squares are. So for the 3.5 inch block, your center square will be 2 inches and your outer squares will be 1 1/4 inches. Your background rectangles will be 2 inches by 1 1/4 inches. For the 6.5 inch block, your center will be 3.5 inches, your corners will be 2 inches, and your rectangles will be 3.5 by 2 inches. So, in order to sew this, we lay this out exactly the way you do a regular 9 patch block. You have your center, your sides, and your corners. So we're just going to start by sewing them in columns, just like we did the first one. Make sure to match up your edges of your fabric. Keep an eye on that 1/4 inch seam allowance. Press the seam toward the colored pieces. Sew this last column on. Press these. And I make sure I put a little tension when I'm doing that so you don't get a pleat in the seam. Fold that over. Sure you line up the edge. Feel those seam allowances. Make sure they're nesting nicely. When you come across, if your machine has like this, that wants to flip that bottom seam over. So I always check that, make sure it's laying right. And I pull down till I can feel that seam allowance just snuggle right in there. This seam is going to go that way. And this final seam here. Wiggle those seam allowances into shape, into place. I had a little bit of a hanger there. I think I might have cut my piece a little too big. Doesn't quite measure up there. So we'll press that open and grab my ruler. Make sure I've got my block. Looks like, see, it looks like I need to trim a little bit on that. And you can, if you can see, you can actually match where the corners are at those marks. And I've got a piece that was a little big. So I'll just trim that off, trim off the little threads there, and this block is in the books. Block number 3, finished.